Day two.
Day two.
Day two.
Let's introduce ourselves. We didn't do that last
We
time.
didn't do that. We said we'd do it on the outro, and then I cut it. Just we just hard cut.
I'm Matthew.
So this is Ben.
That just spoke, and I'm Matthew. Don't try to throw them off. Don't try to trick them.
Okay.
This is I still want to call it Christmas lights action, but it's lights Christmas action.
Christmas action.
This is day two. This is December 2nd.
Yeah, December 2nd. So I'm Ben.
Yeah, we ran through that.
Okay, wasn't thinking.
You just referred to yourself in the third person.
Yeah, I did.
We
Ben
just
agrees.
we just finished watching Christmas on the Farm.
Christmas Farm.
The credits are still rolling.
It's exactly what I thought.
It's a Stan original.
It's Australian.
Australian. I'm gonna pull up the synopsis from IMDb. I did just have Elton John open. We'll get to why in a second.
Why do you have Elton John?
We'll get to why in a second.
Oh my god.
I'll just read the synopsis. A romantic comedy about a New York socialite who fakes her identity to get her book published and has to rush back to her deceased mother's farm when the publisher and her son come to visit their Australian author. It stars Poppy Montgomery, Darren McMullen, Hugh Sheridan, Nicholas Brown, Jeanette Cronin, Demi Harmon, and a couple other people. This was fun.
This was a fun watch. This was
Hold on.
This was
hold on,
actually
hold on.
properly fun. Vegemite, the Vegemite device, and the Vegemite trade dress are the trademarks of Bigger Big Limited.
Fantastic. Yeah, no, there was Vegemite in it, and
but it was like one of the most obvious product placements I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure that was filmed in my ex's place.
we won't go into that.
No, let's not go into that. But that was an interesting shot.
This was fun. This was really fun. This was so funny.
Like genuinely a funny film.
This is so good.
This is so funny.
So, okay, there were 8 chapters.
Yeah, and they told you when they were with like title cards and everything.
Yeah. Actually, let's go right to the very start. There was an actual title sequence.
Yes.
With like animation.
That was so fun.
That was really cool. And then it very quickly got into exposition, and
it just dumped a whole lot on you very quickly.
You just smashed through the first bit of the whole setup of like her mum's died recently, so she goes to Australia to like hold a little memorial, and then she's
only
getting
3 people at the memorial.
Yeah, it's her cousin and his partner. Yeah. They're gay.
Hugh Sheridan.
And she's getting pressure from her publisher being like, we need a book. We've got to get a book out there, and she can't come up with any ideas. Goes back to New York, and then we cut to Darren McMullen's character. He's the son working at a publishing firm, and his mum's like the company owner.
The big dog.
And he's getting pressure. He has to find a book. I think you can see where this is going.
Yeah.
He has to find a book.
There's an author and there's a book publisher.
And then they meet at a... Don't do that. The listeners would hate that.
No, I can hear it. It's like, it's not peaking.
Okay.
But it is painful. Sorry to any audio listeners out there.
Yeah, to the 2 people listening.
Yeah. They're all Matt's colleagues. Hi, Matt's colleagues.
And then they meet at a bar.
Yep.
But they don't know each other.
Nope.
And they have a hot, steamy night together.
So drunk. There is so much alcohol there.
So much alcohol consumed. And then, they do their little thing.
Just Matt, they gotta hit the reach.
They say goodbye. And then her book falls into his lap. And then the publishers are like, we have to meet you and the family from this book
to get the
payout. Only thing is, she's made the book up. It's first person perspective from her mum, and it's about her mum's story. But they've sold it as if it's her.
Yeah.
So she has to rush back to Australia. She gets her cousin's partner to pretend to be her husband.
Yep.
And then her cousin is just visiting. And then their daughter, who is actually the author of the book, they initially say she's at a sleepover. And then they hire the girl that lives two doors down, who's the farmhand, to pretend to be
Violet
their
is
daughter.
serving some of the best gender ambiguity of Australian media.
There's everything in this.
There's something for everyone.
This is so funny.
This is genuinely... I would recommend watching this. This is a funny film.
I would.
This is actually a hilarious, good film.
I would. This was great. From a one-liner from the gayest man possible saying, screaming, I can be heteronormative. And then walking in and doing a Crocodile Dundee impersonation for the next
scene. The very
hour.
next scene we see them, we just get...
the whole bit about the daughter being kicked in the face by a horse, which is why she's forgotten her name and is aggressive to the visitors because they have to bribe the kid that lives next door with $1,000 to pretend to be the daughter. The whole Yabby sequence. Marilyn Monroe.
I broke when I heard Marilyn
Monroe. There's a cow that gives birth and they call the cow Marilyn Monroe.
And they commit to the name.
It comes back.
They mention that name more than once.
And the horses are called...
Oh my God. Hang on. I will say, watching this film, I felt like I was watching After Sun from the other person's perspective. Like the home video, like, interlinked between it. I felt like I was watching After Sun.
Right, yeah. There was... I mean... Ben watches one movie that uses home video and then it's like, oh, this is giving After Sun energy.
But I feel like it does. She's processing her mother.
Sure.
Matthew's well adjusted, I am not. So, like, you know.
Sure, I think it's a nice little touch. I find it a very cute touch. And there were some actually very nice, sweet scenes. I really liked... I shouldn't hit the table. There was a scene where they were showing the home video and it was like a year on the farm and her mum... So the author, the Clementine, the character... Oh, no, actually, what's her actual name?
Clementine.
No, the actual woman's name.
Isn't she?
The actual author's name. Her mum was Clementine. The actual author's name is Emmy. So Emmy recorded these home videos when she was like 11 or whatever about her mum. And there's this one scene where it's 1 year in and Emmy says, just talk to the camera. And her mum's in the kitchen making dinner or making a lunch. And she talks about like it's really important that you have all your veggies because they make you happy and they make you strong. And it's intercut with Emmy's character in New York making a frozen meal in the microwave. And it's a really sweet juxtaposition between this really warm, homely memory that she's having as she's processing her grief and the situation that she's in. And I just find that scene in particular like really powerful in it's not telling you, like it's not a dialogue, it's not exposition of like, I'm really sad and I'm depressed that I'm eating frozen meals because I miss my mum. It just shows it in like 30 seconds in the inner cut of the two scenes. So there were some really sweet moments. Like they used it really nicely. There is also a giant rooster that lives in the house. Sorry, the movie's replaying. So
the movie's replaying. It's the bit we got. We're up
to the bit.
On the run.
There's some very homoerotic tendencies in there. Darren McMullen slaps the ass of a colleague.
Yep.
When he walks into the office.
Yeah. This film is really, really, really thirsty. It's really horny. It's a really horny film.
But it was also it was so funny.
It was so funny.
It's so funny and kind of sweet and still cheesy, but like cheesy in a good way.
Like it's a film, okay, in a terrible way. It's a film I'd watch again. Like it's funny.
I probably wouldn't watch it again, but I would recommend this to my parents.
I wouldn't. If I was in the right headspace, I would. If I was in the right headspace,
we have different relationships
I would watch
with
this
that
again.
things.
Matthew, we've established that I have a very complex and nuanced relationship with people in my life.
I'll come back. I'll tell you why I had Elton John and Kiki on.
Please do.
So the horses' names were Elton and Kiki because of Elton John and Kiki D. They were a duo for a while. They did a lot of music together back in ye olde time. And their song the big one was called "Don't Go Breaking My Heart." And that becomes a bit of a thing between the two leads, because he pretends to be like, I have no idea what you're talking about, and then he starts saying the lyrics back to her, and then they oh wait, sorry, Elton John and Kiki. I'm showing my lack of knowledge.
Matthew, how could you?
Anyways, It ends on a montage. It ends on a little bit of
like a dance number.
A dance number,
It's
not a musical.
Number. It's a dance number ending.
It's not a full musical number. They do an instrumental version of "Don't Go Break My Heart," except for like a bit of the chorus bit, and they dance around the carousel, and everyone's very happy, and it's a gay old time. That's all that I have to say about this movie. I just really liked it, actually. I thought it was really nice. Ben, do you have anything to say about this movie that I haven't covered off? I've just rattled off all of my notes.
Rattled through all the notes. Oh my god! It's just, I think something. This is only the second Christmas film we've sat down to watch.
The second day in the row, because this is the 2nd of December.
As it is the 2nd of December.
Yes.
It's definitely not before the 2nd of December.
How? Why would you allude to such a thing?
No, I don't know. I really want the audience to know that today is the 2nd of December.
When I walk into work tomorrow.
On the 2nd of December.
No, tomorrow on the 3rd of December.
Yeah.
Because today's the 2nd of December. So tomorrow when I walk in on Sunday the 3rd of December into work.
Yeah.
And tell them, and they ask, what did you do last night?
Today is the weekend, man.
What did you do last night? And I said I watched 2 Christmas movies in a row. That would be a lie.
Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. That'd be a lie.
Because I didn't do 2 Christmas movies on one night, on a weeknight.
No.
I did them on the 1st and the 2nd of December.
Exactly. The Friday and the Saturday. Yeah.
Today is Saturday.
Yeah. Tomorrow's my birthday, Matthew.
Tomorrow is your birthday, yes.
Tomorrow is my birthday.
Anything you would like to share about this movie?
What I got genuine kind of whiplash from the film is the different. He just slaps.
There it is. We just saw the scene where Darren McMullen, full windmill wind up of the arm,
open palm,
slow motion, slapped the butt of some intern in the office.
Just a colleague. Like anyway, okay. 2 things. One is the green screen in this film leaves a lot to be desired. Yeah,
it's only one scene.
It's only really 2 scenes
True. And it's one set.
Yes, it's one set, but they use it in 2 scenes, and truly, it's a work of art. It's just, it needs to be experienced. I think.
His hair is very fuzzy around the edges.
The way that the
his forehead is green.
Yep. The way that the chair kind of
phases in and out of existence.
It just kind of goes in and out. Like you kind of like look at the corners of the chairs, and it just goes see through sometimes. Leaves a lot to be desired.
It's like when you've got blur background on in Zoom and it kind of can't figure out where the background is.
Sometimes figures it out.
Yeah.
So that's more an interesting run. Second point is that the chapter lengths varying.
Oh.
Varying.
Yeah.
Whiplash. Whiplash.
Do you want me to run through them? I wrote them all
I
down.
want you to run through them, and one of them is particularly short.
Chapter 1, Australia.
Yeah.
That was pretty quick.
That was a quick one.
Chapter 2, New York. Smashed through that one as well.
That's kind of the exposition dump.
Yeah,
That's the exposition dump.
Chapter 3, Becoming Clementine.
That's a quick one.
That's where it got fun.
That's where it gets real fun.
Chapter 4, Fig Tree Farm.
That's the complication. We're going to get into this.
Yeah, that's when the daughter's kicked in the face by a horse.
Fuck,
That's where that backstory comes from.
Yep, that was a...
Chapter 5 is Mistletoe. That was the dinner.
Oh, the dinner.
And then the Yabbies.
The dinner needs to be experienced. That dinner scene is genuinely funny. The kid kills it.
Chapter 6. I think it's called Finding You.
What?
Is that right? That's what I've got written down. Finding You. Finding Yourself. Maybe there was Finding Yourself. I'm not sure.
No, I don't care enough to go and check.
Chapter 7, Christmas Eve.
Yep.
And Chapter 8, Hangover Cure.
Oh, the Hangover Cure one's an interesting one. The way the story sets up something that is very clearly going to come back to, like... I don't know, like... The way they plan something in the beginning that very clearly comes back at the end.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Beautiful.
Mm.
Not surprised in the least. I would just genuinely watch this film. Like, if you've got, like, 87 minutes to kill of an evening or a day or a weekend, I would just do it. Like, it's the kind of film where you kind of sit back and it's just weird.
It's fun.
It's genuinely
it's really fun. It's funny.
Genuinely a funny film.
I have two little things.
Yeah.
I've just thought of. One, Darren McMullen. I'm sorry I didn't recognize your talent earlier.
Matthew, you need to be...
He's great. And he's in a lot of Australian original content. He gets passed around by the different state screen bodies. Screen Queensland, Screen ACT.
So there's a scene. So there's a scene where he just takes his shirt off and Matt looks at it and goes, "I'm sorry I didn't recognise your talent earlier." And at that moment, pulled me out of the film.
Good looking man.
Pulled me out of the film.
Good looking man. He's charming. He's charming and sweet. It's Darren McMullen.
He is charming, but the way
What did he host?
That,
What did he host? Was he the host of a...
fun, didn't he? He hosted something like...
He's done a lot of... House Husbands. That's where Australia got to love him. Was in House Husbands.
What is House Husbands?
What do you mean, what is House Husbands? Ben, we'll discuss this off here. We'll discuss House Husbands. What else did he do? Oh, the IMDb doesn't list the reality TV he's hosted.
Terrible.
But he's definitely done reality TV as well.
Boo. No, surely it's there. Surely.
Nah.
No.
No, it's only got actor. Oh, Self.
Yeah,
I didn't click Self.
As Self.
Amazing Race. Who was a contestant on there? Oh, Ben.
What are we forgetting?
Ben.
What are we forgetting?
He hosted the Real Love Boat Australia.
Oh my god.
That's where we know him from.
Oh my god, that was
That was a joy.
Shout out to Lockie and Real Love Boat Australia.
Oh, and The Voice.
I don't watch The Voice.
He was on The Masked Singer in 2019. Do you want to know which character he was?
Chicken.
Prawn.
I was pretty close.
Anyways, there you go. Real Love Boat Australia. So that was point number 1. The second point that I had is that this movie has not been appreciated by the wider audience. It's only got 5.2 on IMDb, which I think is abysmally low.
5.2 on IMDb.
That is disgusting.
Do you want to know what it's got?
That should be higher.
On Letterboxd, it's got 2.7.
Even though 2.7 basically works out to 5.2 out of 10.
Basically, well, it's actually higher. It's better.
Okay, see, 2.7 does sound better.
Yeah,
because it is
5.4.
Mathematically. 5.4 still feels too low, though.
What would you want it at?
6.5.
What are you going to rate it out of 5?
3.5 stars.
3.5? I gave it 3.5 as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, there we go.
It's getting a 3.5.
Yeah.
How are we going for time? Am I at work yet?
Not quite. You're just waiting at the lights for North One.
Shit.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about this movie?
The amount of times that someone wakes up in a bed and then some antics happen around waking up in the bed, the sleep apnea moments. There's just so many little gags
that was very
in this
relatable.
film. There's just so many little gags in this film.
Yes.
That I just think that it's
even the visual gag of he called Hugh Sheridan's character calls someone a mule, and then a donkey walks past behind them.
It's just like classic gag
Fantastic.
like that, but it's kind of put in a way that's funny. The Groupon gag here, like it's funny.